Are you looking for a mid-range point-and-shoot camera that provides great-looking photos and exceptional 1080p video quality? If so, then sit back and relax as we take a look at the Canon PowerShot ELPH 360HS. So this camera was recently revealed back in January at CES 2016 and went on sale in late February. The camera comes in black, purple, and silver and is currently available for $209. Some of the major specifications include a 12-time optical zoom, built-in Wi-Fi, 1080p HD video recording, a large 3-inch LCD display, and a 20.2 megapixel CMOS sensor. So a variety of different items come included in the box. We have a nice lanyard strap, a decently sized 800 mAh battery, an external charger to charge that battery, a Canon warranty slip, the getting started guide, and finally we have the Canon PowerShot ELPH 360HS itself. Then we have yet another tag that shows off some of the major specifications. Taking a look at the actual camera itself, you can see that its design does mimic a lot of other previously released Canon PowerShot models. In fact, I recently reviewed the Canon ELPH 180, which is kind of the more entry-level version of this camera, and the two look quite similar. Now you'll see more about this in a bit when we do the photo and video tests, but the 12-time optical zoom is definitely one of my favorite features having to do with this camera. So taking a look at the top here, we have the on-off toggle switch, we have the zoom in, zoom out toggle, and we have a 3-mode setting that takes you to the various photo modes. Then on the left here, there is some more branding that shows that this does take 1080p full HD video and features Wi-Fi transfer abilities. So flipping on over to the back side, we do have the display, which comes in at 3 inches, which is decently large. The pixel density of the display is ample for the use of the camera, but isn't extremely high. On the right side there, we do have several different buttons, including the play button, a direct video record button, which is very handy, a function set toggle with flash functions and various setting modes, and then we have a button for the Wi-Fi transfer and a general menu button. Now on the left side of the camera here, we just have a small speaker grill, and then flipping on over to the opposite side, we have a flap here that reveals the HDMI and AV out. Now on the bottom of the device, we have the tripod mount, which is metal threaded, which is great to see, and then we have a small door here that when opened reveals the SD card slot and the battery slot. So now let's move on to my favorite part of the review, which is the photo and video test. Now for those of you who are interested in being vloggers, here is a sample of the camera when you point it straight at your face. Obviously, here's me. And I apologize for the sunlight. I mean, it is the sunset, so there's a lot of direct sunlight right now. But hopefully this can give you an idea of the video quality, and you can make a decision on your own if this is the right camera for you. Alright, so let me start off and mention that I am quite impressed with the video quality that is offered by this camera. There are two features that really make this camera stand out for video. The first feature is the 12-time optical zoom. Of course, this is a feature that you'd never be able to find in a smartphone camera or anything like that, and it really does make it nice when you want to zoom in on something from a distance away, as you really don't lose out on any quality. Next, this camera has some pretty impressive video stabilization. I noticed that that's definitely an upgrade from one of the cheaper Canon PowerShot models, the ELPH 180 that I reviewed a couple weeks ago. This one has much better stabilization, so having that enhanced video stabilization really does make a big difference. The audio quality is also decently impressive. I'm sure you probably noticed from the video, but especially the part where I was talking to the camera, my voice was very clear sounding, and it just seems like the microphone on this point and shoot performs much better than some of the other point and shoots that I've used in the past. And then finally, Canon gives you the option of recording video in 1080p, 720p, or a non-HD format. So now with the video test out of the way, let's do a photo test. So the photo quality from this camera is pretty decent. Again, just like what I said for video, it is really that optical zoom that makes this camera stand out, and it's what really really gives it an edge over the kind of photo quality that you'd find from an iPhone. I mean, you can see in these pictures here that I was able to zoom in on that airplane and zoom in on the ducks, and those are all things that I wouldn't be able to do if I was using a smartphone for photography. So if you need a camera for traveling to take cool pictures and everything, I think you're really going to find a huge advantage having this camera with the 12x optical zoom, as you'll be able to take a lot of shots that you might have not been able to take otherwise. But really, in general, I think the photo quality that you'll find with this point and shoot is pretty decent and what you'd expect to find in this price range. Alright, so with the photo test out of the way, we're going to wrap up this review by taking a look at the menu settings on this point and shoot. So first, I'd like to dive into some of the benefits that come along with having the built-in Wi-Fi in this camera. So the built-in Wi-Fi gives you the ability to send pictures directly from your camera to your printers that you can print without having to use a computer. You can use the Canon Image Gateway to directly upload your pictures to YouTube, Flickr, Google Drive, Facebook, or Twitter. You can even send photos directly from the camera to your iOS or Android device. So that's really handy if you don't like to go on your computer, or maybe if your main computer is a device like an iPad that doesn't have a USB port. The camera also features built-in NFC, which is near field communication technology, which means that you can pretty much bump the camera against your NFC device, which is typically most Android devices, and you'll instantly be able to pair the two. And then finally, you can pair the camera to your smartphone using the Canon Connect app, which can actually allow you to do remote shooting by using your smartphone as the shutter button. So those are a lot of great bonus features that you might not find with other point and shoots. What's nice about this camera is that it's very easy to use for beginners, but also contains advanced features for those who are a little bit more experienced in the photography realm. Some of the different modes that you have the ability to choose for this camera include auto mode, program mode, toy camera, fisheye, miniature, low light, and many others. And then of course, if you want to take things up a notch, you go into program mode and you can adjust the ISO, white balance, and many other settings. The display on the camera, of course, is not touchscreen, but it's still very easy to navigate with the button on the right. And then finally, on the upper right corner, we have a three-way toggle switch that allows you to do either creative shot mode, which allows you to create unique and artistic images, hybrid auto, which allows you to combine picture and video into a single file, and then of course the standard camera shooting mode. So this pretty much wraps up my full review of the Canon PowerShot ELPH 360HS. For the price tag of a little bit over $200, I think it is a great value. You're getting a very high quality camera with a great sensor and optical zoom built in. I really like how it has a large 3-inch LCD display. It features 1080p HD video quality, and the built-in Wi-Fi and NFC are very nice features. I think both the photo and video modes on this camera are stellar, and I can definitely see this camera being nice for somebody who wants to get started on making YouTube videos. So if you liked this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you have any questions at all, leave those down below in the comments section. If you're interested in buying this camera, check out the video description as I have a direct link to it on Amazon. And finally, subscribe to my channel so you do not miss out on any of my future videos. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.